Yes, now the screen is visible. So we are dealing now with greedy algorithms in that knapsack problem and job sequencing with deadlines. We already have seen with examples. There is some problem with algorithm for job sequencing that I'm going through. So we will discuss it later. Uh, for now, we will move towards the next part, that is um, spanning trees, in which we will study two algorithms, that is Prim's algorithms and Kruskal algorithm, and we will move further. Okay, so spanning tree. What is a spanning tree? We can see here in the diagram that it is a graph. It is a unweighted graph. Okay, weight is not given. Weight is not given for any of the edge of the graph. Okay, now what is a spanning tree? We will see here. A spanning tree is a subset of an undirected graph. Okay, it is a subset of an undirected graph. It is an undirected graph. Okay, it does not have weight and it does not have directions also. Arrows are not there. Only connecting lines are there. Connecting edges are there. If it is a directed graph, it will have arrow edges with arrows denoting the directions. But it is a undirected graph. Okay, means we can move from this node to this node also, and this node to this node also. Okay, we can go from any possible from any vertex to any other possible vertex directly. Okay, without having concern of direction. It is a undirected graph. Okay, it is an undirected graph that has all the vertices connected by minimum number of edges. Okay, this graph has all the vertices connected by minimum number of edges. Okay, minimum number of edges means what? We can see this whole graph, and we can see all the nodes are connected by these solid lines which are black in color. Okay, so the graph which contains these black edges is the spanning tree of this whole graph. Okay, these blue lines are not contained in the spanning tree. These black lines are only there in the spanning tree. Now how it forms the spanning tree? Okay, it takes all the vertices from graph. Okay, the spanning tree takes all the vertices from graph, and it has minimum number of edges. Okay, all the vertices are connected with minimum number of edges. Getting means what? Suppose this graph is having 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9 vertices. Okay, it is having 9 vertices. So for joining 9 vertices, minimum number of lines, what the number of lines it will require for joining 9 vertices? It will require 8 minimum edges. Yes or no? Getting this concept, the minimum number of edges it will require is 8 for joining the 9 vertices. Getting, so it is one of the main property of spanning tree. What it is? It is the, if n vertices are there in the graph, then spanning tree will contain n minus 1 edges. Okay, spanning tree will contain n minus 1 edges. See here, 9 vertices, and spanning tree contains 1 2 3 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, only 8 edges are there and 9 vertices are there. Okay, again, what is next property for the spanning tree? All the vertices are connected to each other. No any vertex should be left. Okay, this is the outside one, we can neglect it. It's not the case. We have to consider all the vertices here, and then we have to connect them. Okay, all should be connected, but with minimum number of edges. Okay, now another property spanning tree possess is it should not form cycle. Okay, it should not form cycle. Cycle means if this triangle is taken, and if this is also, this edge is there, again we take for spanning tree, then it is not a spanning tree because these 4 vertices make the cycle. Same case, if we take this edge, then again it forms a cycle. If this edge is taken, again it forms the cycle. So it will not be a spanning tree. Same case, if we take this one or any of these edges, we take this this one. Okay, any of these edges we take, it forms a cycle. It won't be a spanning tree. Okay, it won't be spanning tree in that case. When there is no cycle, then and then only it is a spanning tree. Okay, what the points we have seen for spanning tree? A graph, all vertices from graph are considered in the spanning tree. If n vertices are there, to connect them, n minus 1 edges will be there. uh, in the spanning tree, then cycle is not there in spanning tree. Cycle should not be formed there. Okay, cycle is not there in spanning tree. Okay, uh, we'll see this in proper statements, like if all the vertices are connected in a graph, then there exists at least one spanning tree. Okay, all the vertices are connected in this graph. Okay, this graph is whole this graph. Again, these blue lines are also there in the graph. Okay, but for the graph in which all the vertices are connected, minimum one spanning tree exists there. Okay, there exists minimum one spanning tree in all types of graphs. Okay, in a graph there may exist more than one spanning tree. It says that minimum one spanning tree is there, but it can have more than one spanning tree. Okay, it may have one more than one spanning trees, but it will have at least one. Okay, then the properties, a spanning tree does not have any cycle. Yes, uh, if there is a cycle there in the graph, then it is not a spanning tree. We can see there. Okay, any vertex can be reached from any other vertex. Okay, any vertex means this and this last one, it can be reached by from here to here, here to here, here to here, and then here we can see. Same, from each vertex we can uh, reach towards the other vertex. Okay, for this vertex to be connected to this vertex, we will have here, then here, then here, and then here. Okay, like this. Okay, so Any vertex can be reached from any other vertex that we can see in the this diagram example. Okay, so cycle is not there in a spanning tree is the most important point for the spanning trees. It is the most important property. Okay, then in the following graph the highlighted edges form a spanning tree. I already told you as the example, highlighted edges are there. We can see the black solid lines there in the graph that form the spanning tree. Okay. Then what is a minimum spanning tree? We have seen only spanning tree. It does not have any cycle, and if n vertices are there, n minus 1 edges are there to connect them, and all the graphs where all the vertices are connected, in that at least one spanning tree will be there. Okay, now what is a minimum spanning tree then? A minimum spanning tree is a subset of edges of a connected weighted undirected graph. Okay, in previous example when we are concerned with only spanning trees, weights are not there in the example. Okay, here the weights are included. Okay, weights are included for all the edges. Then a minimum spanning tree is a subset of edges of a connected weighted undirected graph that connects all the vertices together with the minimum possible total edge weight. Okay, again minimum spanning tree. As we know, a graph may have more than one spanning trees. So we have weights to the edges now. Now we can calculate the total age of a spanning tree, total weight of the spanning tree. Okay, and the graph contains, if it contains more than one uh, spanning tree, then the different spanning trees will have different weights. Okay, and from that we have to select the spanning tree with minimum weight, and that is known as minimum spanning tree. Okay, or minimum cost spanning tree. Getting? We know that any graph which is in which all the vertices are connected, it has more, at least one or more, meaning that more than one spanning trees are there. Then as the weights are given to the edges, the different spanning trees will have different weights, and from that we can choose the best one, that is which is the tree which is having the minimum cost. It will be known as minimum spanning tree or minimum cost spanning tree. Okay. To derive an minimum spanning tree, Prim's algorithm or Kruskal's algorithm can be used. One graph may have more than one spanning tree. One graph may have more than one spanning tree. If there are n number of vertices, the spanning tree should have n minus 1 number of edges. That the property we already have seen is one graph may have more than one spanning trees, and if there are n number of vertices, spanning tree should have n minus 1 number of edges. In this context, if each edge is the graph, each edge of the graph is associated with a weight and there exists more than one spanning tree, we need to find the minimum spanning tree of the graph. Okay, what we are doing there, if each edge of the graph is associated with a weight and there exists more than one spanning tree, we need to find the minimum spanning tree of the graph. Okay, the spanning tree which will have the minimum cost that we have to choose. Okay, moreover, if there exists any duplicate weighted edges, the graph may have multiple minimum spanning trees. Okay, if there exists any duplicate weighted edges. Okay, duplicate weighted edges means we can see here this 2 to 4 edge is having value 2, and this 1 to 2 is also having weight 2. Okay, like that, uh, it is saying that if duplicate weighted edges are there, the graph may have multiple minimum spanning trees. Okay, multiple spanning trees are there, we know, but multiple minimum spanning trees will also be there. Why? Because of the weighted edges. Okay, the weight of the edges are same. Okay, 2 to 4 is same and 1 to 3 is also same. Getting? For that matter, it will have multiple minimum spanning trees also. Then in the above graph, we have shown a spanning tree, though it's not the minimum spanning tree. Though it's not the minimum spanning tree. We can see here the spanning tree we dealt here, same is here. 1, 2, 4, 3, then 2 to 5, 5 to 7, 5 to 6, 6 to 8, and 6 to 9. Okay, this is the spanning tree we are dealing with. Then what is the cost of this spanning tree? 1 to 2, 5, then 2 to 5, 7, then 2 to 4, it is 3, then 4 to 3, again it is 3, then this 5 to 7, again it is 5, then 5 to 6, it is 8, 5 to 6 is 8, then 6 to 8 is 3, and 6 to 9 is 4. Okay, all these are the weights of the minimum spanning tree or a spanning tree, and the weight total is 38. The addition of all these weights become the 38. Okay, now for finding the minimum cost spanning tree or minimum spanning tree, we will see the algorithm, that is Prim's algorithm. Okay, now we'll see what is the Prim's algorithm. Prim's algorithm is a greedy approach to find the minimum spanning tree. Prim's algorithm is a greedy approach to find the minimum spanning tree. In this algorithm, to form a minimum spanning tree, we can start from an arbitrary vertex. Any vertex we can choose to start with. Okay. Then Prim's algorithm is a greedy algorithm that finds a minimum spanning tree for a weighted undirected graph. Okay, again, it is the undirected graph and weights are given there. Okay, from that only we are going to uh, uh, calculate the minimum spanning tree. Okay, this means it finds a subset of the edges that forms a tree that includes every vertex. Okay, this means it finds a subset of the edges that forms a tree that includes every vertex. Means in spanning tree, we know every vertex is included, and where the total weight of all edges in the tree is minimized, as it is the requirement for minimum spanning tree. We know that every vertex should be there in the spanning tree, but the total weight of the uh, spanning tree should be minimum. How it will be minimum? Yes, the spanning tree we are choosing, uh, which is having the minimum cost. Okay. Now Prim's algorithm runs into linear time. Prim's algorithm runs into linear time. How it runs in linear time, we can see here. We'll see first the steps in the algorithm. Initialize a tree with a single vertex chosen arbitrarily from the graph. Okay, any vertex to start with we can choose. Okay, we can choose any vertex arbitrarily to start the solution. Okay, then grow the tree by one edge of the edges that connect the tree to vertices not yet in the tree. Find the minimum weight edge and transfer it to the tree. Okay, and repeat step 2 until all vertices are there in the tree. What we have to do in this Prim's algorithm, we have to start from any single point. Here you can see in the uh, we can see here in the diagram that all diagrams are different one, means this is A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D are the four vertices there, and four steps are there for that. Okay, here the first step, that is A, B, C, D, all are weighted and undirected graph. Okay, weighted and undirected graph is there. We can start arbitrarily from any of the vertex. Getting? Then we will see what is there in the pseudocode. Associate with each vertex V of the graph a number C of V, the cheapest cost of a connection to V. Okay, we will start from A, then from A, which edge is having the minimum cost? A to B is 2 and A to D is 1. So we will select is the A to D, that is 1, because it is having the minimum value. Okay, A to D, it is having value 1. So here it comes in the red, okay, red line. A to D we have come there, A to D. Then to initialize these values, set all values C of V to the infinity or to any number larger than the maximum edge weight, and set each E of V to a special flag value indicating that there is no edge connecting V to earlier vertices. Okay, all this which is written in the pseudocode, you have to take this for your program. Okay, all these uh, uh, steps are given. From that you have to write your program. Okay, I will explain with the example all these here. Okay, first we have considered the vertex A. Two edges are there from A, that is A to B is 2 and A to D is 1. So there we considered the edge A to D. Okay, because it is having the minimum cost, that is 1. Then here we have initialized this empty forest. Okay, Initialize an empty forest F and set queue of vertices that have not yet been included in F. Initially all vertices. Okay. Here A to D. A and D are dark and one is there. This edge is there included in the spanning tree. Okay. Now from D, we have to consider again from D, two edges are there. 2 is there and the D to B is 2 and D to C is 3. Okay. Again in that what is there? D to B is, yes, D to B is minimum one. It is 2 and D to C is 3. But as D to B is minimum, we are considering this D to B in the next step. Okay. So the red lines come in the spanning tree. Okay. So D, first we came from A to D, then D to B. Okay. Then remains is the this from D. Only one vertex remain, means we have covered this A, vertex D and vertex B. Now vertex C is remain, which is in the graph but not in the spanning tree yet. Okay, so it is not the full spanning tree. We must have to consider the vertex C to complete our spanning tree. So we already have A to D, D to B, and now D to C. Okay, you will say we are here at the vertex B, then why are we not considering this B to A? If we consider B to A, then again it will form the cycle. Okay, A, D, B. It will form the cycle. It won't be a spanning tree. Moreover, the C vertex is remaining. C vertex is remaining. So we must have to consider that C vertex, and that comes there from D to C with the value 3. Okay, so this is the final minimum cost spanning tree with the cost 6. Okay, A to D, D to B, and D to C. Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 6. What this pseudocode tells that consider any vertex, then compare its edges, which is the smaller one, go and add that uh, uh, edge in the that vertex, sorry, in this forest way. This F will contain this spanning tree. Okay, means A to D, 1 we have taken. Then from D, we considered this B, which is having the weight 2. And then we considered D to C. So all the vertices are also covered. And cost of the tree is minimum, which is 6. Okay, it is the whole pseudocode here, and we already uh, I explained that pseudocode to you. Okay, here in example, what is there? Prim's algorithm starting at vertex A. In the third step, edges BD and AB. Here BD and AB both are having 2. So BD is chosen. BD is chosen arbitrarily. Okay. Then after that step, AB is no longer a candidate for addition to the tree. After that, once the BD is chosen, this AB will not be there, okay, because it forms the cycle. Then in the last step, we have considered this one. The red edges is the spanning tree, okay. One more spanning tree will be there. Can anybody tell me? One more spanning tree we can take from this. Yes. Have you got the concept of this spanning tree? If this is the same case, four vertices A, B, C, D, I can say that this is one spanning tree, A to D, B to D, C to D. But I will say one more spanning tree will be there. What type of spanning tree it will be? Yes. Yes. Can anybody tell? Yes. While I'm drawing it, you can get how the spanning tree will be there. It is B, then it is C, and then it is D. All of you are able to get what I am writing? Yes. Shraddha, roll number 34 from division B.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you getting what I'm trying to tell? Are you giving the attention here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. मी काय लिहिलंय ते कळतंय ना on screen? It is a graph from A to B with age with weight 2, B to C with weight 1, C to D with weight 3, and B to D it's weight 2. Okay, so I will start with A. A is having only one. I'm taking the different example, not from this slide. Okay, from suppose I will start with C. Okay, now I'll start with age C. Okay, now I have two edges from C. One is from C to B and one is from C to D, but the minimum weight is having C to B. So my spanning tree will contain Okay, these are the vertices A, B, C, D. Now from C to D, C to B with the weight 1. Okay, then from B, I have to consider two edges, that is from A to B or B to D. Okay, I can take any one. Okay, I can take any one, but I will take this two. Okay, A, B, and C. Now D is the vertex which is there, not connected. Okay, so I will take this one. Okay, so 2 plus 1 plus 2 is equal to 5. It is one spanning tree. Okay, it is one spanning tree. Now another one spanning tree we will consider. Okay, A, B, C, D is there. Another one spanning tree, what it will be? We have considered A, B. This one also is there. A to B, B to C, and C to D. Z. Okay, 2, 1, and 3. Okay, is it a spanning tree? 4 vertices are there, 3 edges are there, no cycling. Same case, 4 vertices, 3 edges, no cycling. So it is a spanning tree. This is first spanning tree and this is second spanning tree. Okay. Now, what the weight of this spanning tree? 2 plus 1 plus 3 is equal to 6. Okay. So what will be the minimum spanning tree? The first one will be the minimum because this is having the weight 6 and this is having the weight 5. Okay, getting? Here we have used the Prim's algorithm. Okay, in Prim's algorithm, what we here for the first uh, here for the first spanning tree, we have used the Prim's algorithm. How? Arbitrarily we have taken any of the vertex. Okay, so I considered here the C vertex. Started from C vertex, considered two edges going from C, that is C to B is having weight 1 and C to D is having weight 3. So I considered here the 1. Okay, C to B. Then from B, I considered this one. Okay, B to A, it is also 2. And then I again compare here. Okay, B to A we have taken 2 and then we considered the minimum value which is there and not forming the cycle. So it was B to D, that is equal to 2, and it is also not forming the cycle. So 2 plus 1 plus 2, it became the Prim's algorithm spanning tree. And this is only spanning tree. It is not a minimum spanning tree because it is having the high value than minimum. Okay. Then it is the Prim's algorithm. We can see. Already the small example we have seen. Now another example we will see here. Using Prim's algorithm, we can start from any vertex. Let us start from vertex 1. Whose mic is on? Roll number 49, division A, your mic is on. Pradnya Ingre, roll number 49, division A. Mute yourself. Somebody call her and tell, please. Somebody who is friend of her, please tell her that her mic is on. Please take care of these things. Prim's algorithm, we can start with from any vertex. Let us start from vertex 1. Here we have the graph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 vertices are there. Now, and all these are given there as the weights. Okay. And all the vertices are connected. Now we will start with our minimum cost spanning tree. Getting? Now let us start from vertex 1. Vertex 3 is connected to vertex 1 with minimum edge cost. Hence the edge 1, 2 is added to the spanning tree. 1, 3 is added for that matter. 1, 3. Okay. From 1, which goes there, 1 to 2 and 1 to 3, which is having the minimum cost, having 2. Okay, minimum cost is 2. Getting? So 1, 3 is the cost which is added in the spanning tree. Next, edge 2, 3 is considered as this is the minimum among edges. Okay, from 3. How many edges goes there? 3 to 1, 3 to 2, 3 to 4, and 3 to 7. Okay. And from that 1 to 3 is already there in the spanning tree. So which remains 3 to 2, 3 to 4, and 3 to 7. These are having the weights 2, 3, and 9. So 3 to 2 is the next minimum. Okay. What is the next minimum? 3 to 2 means our spanning tree is here 1 to 3 and 3 to 2. Getting? We are now up till now this is 1 to 3 and 3 to 2. 3 to 2. Then in next step we get edge 3 to 3, 4 and 2, 4 with minimum edge. Now what we get is 3, 4. 3, 4 is this 3 and 2, 4 is also means we are here at the edge 3, 2. Okay. Then we will deal with vertex 3 also and vertex 2 also. So we will have two minimum edges, which is from 3 to 4 is there and 3 to 7 is there. In that 3 to 4 is minimum. And from 2, again 2 edges are there. 3 to 5, 2 to 5 is there, which is 7, and 2 to 4 is there, which is 3. So what we are doing here is means 2 minimum edges are there. 2 to 4 is also there and 3 to 4 is also there. Then randomly we are taking 3 to 4. Okay, randomly. We can take 2 to 4 also in that case. Getting 2 to 4 सुद्धा आपण घेऊ शकतो, पण रॅन्डमली आपल्याला कुठलाही घ्यायचं म्हणून आपण इथं काय घेणार आहे 3 to 4. ओके, सो 1 to 3, then 3 to 2, and next spanning tree edge is 3 to 4. ओके, आता 4 पर्यंत आहोत आपण. नाव कुठले व्हर्टेक्स आपण यातले धरणार 3 to 4 आपली लास्ट एज आहे. मग 3 काय आहे 3 to 7 फक्त राहिले आता, ते काय आहे 9. ओके, आणि 4 काय 4 ला काय आहे 4 to 2 आहे, 4 to 5 आहे आणि 4 to 6 आहे. ओके, 3 to 4 ऑलरेडी कन्सिडर केले आपण. राहिलेले एजेस कुठले आहेत 4 to 2, 4 to 5 and 4 to 7. त्यांची एज वेट काय आहे 3 to 6. ओके, त्यामधलं 2 हे मिनिमम आहे म्हणून आपण कुठे गेलो 4 to 5. ओके, therefore where we went 4 to 5. Getting 1 to 3, 3 to 2, then 3 to 4 randomly, and from 4 now 4 to 5 having the minimum weight. Then we are now here 4 to 5. From 4, this 4 to 7 is remaining, and from 5 all these are there. 5 to 6 is there, 5 to 8 is there, and 5 to 7 is there. Okay, so their ages are again 5, 7 and 8. 5 is minimum, so from 5 we came here at 5 to 7. Okay, where we came here 5 to 7. Then again we considered two vertices 5 and 7. 5 is connected to 6 and 8 with the weights 7 and 8, which is higher, but 7 here is connected with 8 and it is having the minimum weight, that is 2. From 7 to 8 it is the 2. Okay, then what the next is from 8 to 6. Okay, 7 to 8 we are going to consider. In that we considered here is 8 to 6 because it is having the minimum value, that is 8 to 5 is also there, but it is having maximum value and it will form a cycle that we don't want. So 3 is taken here and 6 to 9 again 4 is there. Okay, so here it completes the Prim's algorithm tree. Okay, 1 to 3, 3 to 2, 3 to 4, then 4 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 6, and 6 to 9. Okay, so the minimum cost is 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to 23. There is no more spanning tree in this graph with cost less than 23. Okay, 23 ही मिनिमम कॉस्ट आहे यामधल्या स्पॅनिंग ट्रीची, ह्याच्यापेक्षा कमी असलेली स्पॅनिंग ट्री या ग्राफ मध्ये अवेलेबल नाही. ओके, गेटिंग प्रिम्स अल्गोरिदम का आला का? येस वेदांगी,
Yes, ma'am.
did you get what is there in the Prim's algorithm?
Yes, ma'am.
Arbitrarily here we are taking any one vertex and from that we are calculating for the start of the algorithm, we are taking arbitrarily any vertex. From that, we are calculating the next vertices with the minimum edges only. And thus, we are going to form the spanning tree, which will have the minimum cost. Okay, it is the Prim's algorithm. Next is the Kruskal's algorithm. What is there in the Kruskal's algorithm? We will see. Kruskal's algorithm finds a minimum spanning tree of an undirected age-weighted graph. Same means how we, on which type of data we are using the Prim's algorithm, same type of data on the we are going to Kruskal's algorithm. Means we want a graph which is having n vertices and it should be weighted graph and it should be undirected. Okay, means undirected, it is not having any specific direction. We can go from any node to any another node from any direction. Okay, and this should be weighted. Okay, weighted graph is there and which is undirected. On that we can use the Prim's algorithm and Kruskal's algorithm. Now Prim's algorithms we have already seen, that is arbitrarily we are taking any type of any vertex, any type of vertex, and from that we are calculating the minimum ages. Okay, now in Kruskal's algorithm, what is there? It is a greedy algorithm in graph theory, as in each step it adds the next lowest weight age that will not form a cycle to the minimum spanning first. Okay, again the same spanning tree we have to design in which cycle is not there and which will have the lowest weight. Okay, what it will do? It will consider in the graph the edges which are having the lowest edges weights. Okay, it is not starting with any particular vertex. Okay, getting, as in Prim's algorithm, here we are starting from one vertex, but in Kruskal's algorithm we are not considering the nodes or vertices, we are directly dealing with the edges. Okay, what is the algorithm there? Create a forest type, a set of trees where each vertex in the graph is a separate tree. Create a set S containing all edges in the graph. Okay, where all edges in the graph should be there. While S is non-empty and F is not yet spanning, remove an edge with minimum weight from S. If any of the uh, age in that graph is doing or forming their cycle, we are neglecting it. If the removed edge connects two different trees, then add it to the forest F, combining two trees in a single tree. What it is doing, we can see in this example. Okay, what is there? See, it is our graph. Okay, 1 2 3 0, it starts from 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and all these nodes are connected to each other, all these vertices are connected to each other. Now the graph contains 9 vertices and 14 edges. It contains 14 edges. So the minimum spanning tree formed will be having 9 minus 1 is equal to 8 edges. In spanning tree, how much we need is the 8 edges. N minus 1 edges are there. So 9 vertices are there. We need only 8 edges. What is there in this algorithm? We can see now. See the first step. Pick edge 7 to 6. Pick edge 7 to 6. Why it is picked 7 to 6? Because it is having the minimum value. Okay, it is having the minimum value. So 7 to 6 we are doing. Are you all able to see the whiteboard on the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. These are there, okay? Vertices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, all these 9 vertices are there. We will this is the example that we have. Okay, means the in the slide that you are seeing is the example, and we will where is whiteboard now? Are you able to see the whiteboard? I'm not, that's why I'm asking. Okay, it is our graph. Now we will, according to these steps, we will solve this Kruskal's algorithm. Now I'm really badly missing my boards in our classes. It is very understandable in when we are all together in the class. We will pick this age 7 to 6 because it is having value 1. Okay, weight of this is 1. Now 8 to 2. 8 to 2 is having the next minimum value. 8 to 2 is again minimum value, means 7 to 6 is 1, 8 to 2 is 2. And what the next step done is there, age 6 to 5. ओके, आपल्याला क्रुस्कल अल्गोरिदम मध्ये काय कन्सिडर करायचंय, मिनिमम नेक्स्ट स्टेजेस. ओके, 7 to 6 1 आहे, 8 to 2 पण 2 आहे. ओके, नंतर 6 to 5 पण 2 आहे. So here we will consider this 2 and This also 2. Each time we have to consider only for the cycle. Okay, the cycle should not be formed. That is to be that is the only thing that we have to take care. Okay, and the value of that age should be minimum. Now after 2, any age is there which is having the weight 2, 8 to 2 and 6 to 5 is there. Next minimum value is, I think, 4. This is there from 0 to 1 and 2 to 5. 0 to 1 and 2 to 5. So the next step we have is, after 6 to 5, we are having this one, peak age 0 to 1. It is having age 4. Okay. Then again 2 to 5 is there. 2 to 5 is also having value 4. Okay. Now next, what is there we can see. After 4, the next minimum value is 6. Here 4, 5 is not there, only 6 is there. Then 8 to 6 is there. Age 8 to 6 with the value 6. Okay. After 6, 7 is there. Okay, 8 to 7 and 2 to 3. 8 to 7 and 2 to 3. Now see here, 8 to 7, if we take this age, then it will form the cycle 6, 7 and 8. Okay, it will form the cycle and we don't want to go for the cycle. So which age we will consider here is 2 to 3. That is 2 to 3 is having 7 as its bait. Okay. Then now which vertices are there which are not connected? These are there, 0 to 1 and 4. Okay, all these are connected here. 2, 5, 8 and 6. Yes, 8 to 6 is will not be there. 8 to 6, since including this age results in cycle discarding, we have to discard it because 8 to 6 we don't want because it is forming the cycle. So what the next will be? 2 to 3. 2 to 3 we have already taken here with the value 7. Okay. Then pick age 7 to 8. What is there? 7 to 8. What will be there if we pick the 7 to 8? It will again form the cycle. Okay. 7 to 8. it will form the cycle 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we will discard that 7 to 8. Getting? Now, which is the next step then? 0 to 7 we have to consider again. Okay. After 7, the next weight value is 8. And here 8 is from 0 to 7. From 0 to 7, value is 8 there. Okay. Cycle is not formed here. Cycle is not there, so we can go for that. Now only 4 is the vertex which is remaining from this, all these nodes. Okay. And here again we will take is next we will consider is 1 to 2. But if we take 1 to 2, then it will form the cycle. Okay. It's 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0, and 1 again. So we will discard 1 to 2. Then we have 3 to 4. We have 3 to 4. Its value is 9. And it contains all the vertices now. So this is the minimum cost spanning tree with Kruskal's algorithm. Okay. What we did there in the Kruskal's algorithm, we picked the edges with minimum weights. With minimum weights, we picked the values there. And what we did there again, it is we went for the spanning tree. Okay. In the whiteboard, what you can see is the minimum cost spanning tree by Kruskal's algorithm. What is the difference there between Prim's and Kruskal's algorithm? Prim's algorithm, we start from any vertex, and from that we go ahead with the minimum edges for connecting the vertices. In Kruskal's algorithm, we are starting with the edges which are having minimum cost values. We consider them, okay, in the spanning tree. Just we take care that it does not form the cycle. Okay. So it is the minimum cost of spanning tree, which 9 plus 7, 16 plus 2, 18 plus 4, 22 plus 2, 24, 25 plus 8, 33, and plus 4 is the 37. Okay. So 37 is the minimum cost of spanning tree for the given graph. Okay. We will now can count the edges. 9 vertices are there. How many edges are there in the minimum cost spanning tree? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. 9 vertices are there. 8 edges are there. All the vertices are connected and no cycle is formed. So it is the spanning tree for this given graph. Okay. Now all of you can see the this slides. I think these slides you can see here. Okay, did you all get the Kruskal's algorithm? Yes. Did you all get the Kruskal's algorithm too? Just tell me what we are doing in the Prim's algorithm and what we are doing in the Kruskal's. Yes, can anybody go for that? No one is interested. See, these two are very important because if the exam is the theory exam, definitely one will come there in the exam for 8 months. And suppose MCQ type of question paper is there by your luck, then also this is very important chapter that you will have. Okay, so Prim's algorithm and Kruskal's algorithm. Here, the next practical you have to go for is the Prim's algorithm. Okay, you have to write the program for Prim's algorithm, in which we start from any vertex there. Okay. Uh, how many practicals we have dealt with up till now? First is the study practical, then binary search is there, merge sort is there, then after I think knapsack problem is given as one of the practical, and after that this Prim's algorithm will be your next practical. Okay, that you will have to perform. Prim's algorithm for spanning tree, minimum cost spanning tree. 5 practicals we have gone through. Then now we are dealing with the next part of the chapter. After spanning trees, we are dealing with optimal storage on steps. Okay, so optimal is the word, you know it already. 10-15 minutes are there, we can discuss this bit. So next is optimal storage on steps. Optimal means whatever the value there, it might be minimal or it might be maximal, but it will be right there for any uh, particular thing. Okay, optimum value. Getting means marks are optimum, means mark should be maximum. Okay, that maximum marks will be the optimum value for your marks, like that. Okay, optimal storage on tips. Now what the problem is here? Given n programs p1 p2 pn. Okay, given n programs, suppose those are p1 p2 pn, and length there is L1, L2, Ln respectively. Okay, means P1 program is having length L1, P2 program is having length L2, and like that Pn program is having length Ln respectively. Store them on a tape of length L such that mean retrieval time is minimum. Okay, what is there? Store them on a tape. The spelling is wrong there. TAP. It is TAPE. We want to store them, the programs, on a tape of length L. The maximum length of that tape is L, such that minimum retrieval time. that is MRT is minimum. Okay, mean retrieval time is minimum. Getting what the problem we have to deal with is that we have certain number of programs and with some lengths, and we have a tape of length L on which we have to put all these programs P1, P2 with their lengths L1 and L2 on that tape. Okay, and mean retrieval time of any program from that tape is minimum. Okay, mean retrieval time is minimum for that tape for any program on that tape. Okay, the retrieval time of jth program is a summation of the length of first j programs on the tape. Okay, now what this means is the retrieval time means what? The taking down that program from that tape. Okay, now retrieval time of jth program. Okay, suppose 10 programs are there on the that tape, then ninth program, the retrieval time of ninth program, what it will be? Summation of all first 8 प्रोग्राम्स लेन्स. ओके, माझ्याकडे 10 प्रोग्राम्स आहेत आणि मला 9वा प्रोग्राम पिक आउट करायचा आहे. ओके, सो तो पिक आउट करण्यासाठी मला आधीचे काय सिक्वेन्शियली सगळे प्रोग्राम्स बाहेर काढायला लागतील. ते बाहेर काढण्यासाठी त्यांचं रिट्रायवल टाइम म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? त्यांची लेंथ असणार आहे L1, L2, L3 व्हॉट एव्हर इट विल बी. ते सगळं L1 प्लस L2 अप टू L8. ओके, that is nothing but the retrieval time of 9th program. पहिल्या 8 प्रोग्राम्स बाहेर काढण्यासाठी बाहेर काढल्यानंतरच 9वा प्रोग्राम बाहेर येणार आहे. ओके, सो व्हॉट देअर शुड बी, काय करायचं? 9वा प्रोग्राम कधी बाहेर येणार आहे? ते पूर्ण 8 प्रोग्राम एक्झिक्यूट झाल्यानंतर किंवा पिकआउट केल्यानंतर. ते पिकआउट कसे करता येणार आहेत? टेपवरून त्यांची लेंथ, प्रत्येकाची लेंथ वर ते डिपेंड आहे. सपोज P1 प्रोग्रामची आहे 10, P2 ची आहे 15, P3 ची आहे 20, अशी प्रत्येकाची टाइम स्लॉट झाल्यानंतर तेवढा मग ते प्रोग्राम्स बाहेर येणार आहेत. त्या सगळ्याची सम म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? रिट्रायवल टाइम फॉर 9th program. All of you getting? I will again show this at whiteboard. What is there? Suppose this is a tape we are having. Okay, here P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6 programs are there. One, two, three, P3. Okay, these are the programs. 4, 5 and 6. Okay, these are the programs. Now these are the lengths. Program 1 length is 1, program 2 length is 3, 5, program 4 length is 7, program 5 length is 9. Okay, and program 6 length is 10. Okay, now what my concern to tell you is I want to pick out the job or program 5. Okay, I want to pick out the program 5. For that purpose, I must have to deal first with all these 4 programs, P1, P2, P3 and P4. Once all these 4 programs are there executed or picked out, then and then only uh, this program 5 will be executed. Now, what is the time for time is there for this execution of program 5? 1, okay, plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. Okay, so after completion of this time, then and then only this program 5 will be executed. After execution of all these 4 with these time limits, this program will run. That is means retrieval time for this program 5 will be 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1, which is equal to 16. What is the retrieval time for 5? Retrieval time for 2 is 1. Retrieval time for P3 is 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Retrieval time for 4 is 5 plus 3 plus 1 plus sorry, this much only, 5 plus 3 plus 1, it is equal to 9. And retrieval time for program 5 is 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1, which is equal to 16. Now same like that, what will be the retrieval time for 6? Yes, all these one, 9 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1, which is equal to 25. Okay, getting? Now, what is optimal storage on tapes now? We have to consider is the minimum retrieval time of each program should be there. Okay, mean retrieval time should be minimum means what? Now, what the mean retrieval time is? This. What is the retrieval time for last job? That is 9 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1 means 16 plus 9, which is equal to 25. And how many jobs are there? Yes, how many jobs are there? 6 jobs are there. So MRT is equal to 25 divided by 6. Okay, what the mean retrieval time is? 25 divided by 6. Now, what our aim for this is to minimize this MRT, that is mean retrieval time. It is to be minimized is the aim for this type of problem. Okay, getting? Mean retrieval time of all these programs should be minimum is the problem, or it is the main scenario for this type of algorithms, optimal storage of tapes. What this is, T is here is mean retrieval time. Okay, mean retrieval time of jth program. Okay, it is equal to summation of k is equal to 1 to j. K is equal to 1 to j lk. K is what? Length of kth program. Okay, j च्या आधी जे काही प्रोग्राम्स असतील त्यांची जी काही लेंथ असेल त्या सगळ्याची लेंथ म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? जे या प्रोग्रामची रिट्रायवल टाइम. ओके, मी तुम्हाला जी डायग्राम काढून दाखवली, इट इज दॅट. ओके, and what is there we have explained, that is there in this formula. Tj is equal to summation of k is equal to 1 to j lk. Lk is length of kth program. Okay, mean retrieval time of n programs is the average time required to retrieve any program. Okay, कुठलाही प्रोग्राम आपल्याला रिट्राइव्ह करण्यासाठी जी काही टाइम असणार आहे, that is nothing but the mean retrieval time for the programs. Okay, it is required to store programs in an order such that their mean retrieval time is minimum. Okay, minimum retrieval time should be there. It is computed as mean retrieval time is equal to 1 by n. Okay, 1 by n means what? N number of programs is there. So we have to divide all these whatever it is there, that we have to divide with n, because we are going to find the mean of that particular retrieval time. So 1 by n is given there at the first. Summation I runs from 1 to n. I runs from 1 to n. T I. Okay, T I. Sorry, T J. What is that? Tj is time to retrieve jth program Pj. Okay, it is retrieval time for jth program, that is Pj. What it is equal to? 1 by n summation of I runs from 1 to n, again summation of k runs from 1 to I. Okay, म्हणजे हे प्रोग्राम्स कसे आहेत? n, then I, and then k. Here k runs from 1 to I. It starts from 1 I and then k. काय असणार आहे मिनिमम रिट्रायवल टाइम? लेंथ ऑफ LK काय आहे? लेंथ ऑफ kth प्रोग्राम. and what this whole term is? Average retrieval time over n programs. n प्रोग्राम्स आहेत आपल्याकडे, n नंबर ऑफ प्रोग्राम्स आहेत, आणि त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला काय आहे? n-1. ओके, n-1 काउंट करण्यासाठी आपल्याला हे डबल समेशन घ्यायला लागलेलं आहे. n-1 पर्यंत जे काही लेंथ आहेत प्रोग्रामचे, ते सगळे आपल्याला कन्सिडर करायचे आहेत. ओके, आणि त्याला n ने डिवाइड करायचं आहे. जसं आपण इथे केलं, व्हाईट बोर्ड वरती केलं. आपले 6 प्रोग्राम्स होते, हॅव्हिंग डिफरंट रिट्रायवल टाइम्स. ओके, मग आपण काय कन्सिडर केलं त्यामध्ये? 6 programs were there, so we considered lengths of first 5 programs. Okay, and then divided it with the 6 total number of programs. Getting? हे पूर्ण समेशन म्हणजे काय आहे? It's just a formula, and in example we already have seen, we were having 6 programs on a tape. Then we first added the first 5 programs there, lengths of first 5 programs, and divided it with 6. And then we come for the minimum retrieval time for that program. Okay, now optimal storage on tape is minimization problem. Okay, optimal storage on tape is the minimization problem. What is minimize? I is equal to 1 to n, k is equal to 1 to I, lk means this term. Okay, this term we have to minimize, subjected to I is equal to 1 to n, I is equal to 1, I runs from 1 to n, li, l काय आहे? Length of ith program. Li is what? Length of ith program is less than or equal to L, that is length of tape. Okay, या टेपच्या लेंथ ला कन्सिडर करून आपल्याला हे फंक्शन मिनिमाइज करायचं आहे. ओके, इट इज नथिंग बट द optimal storage on tape minimization problem. Here we have to minimize this minimum retrieval time subjected to length of the tape. Length of the program should be less than or equal to length of tape. Okay. Length of the program means what? Length of all programs there on the tape from 1 to n. I runs from 1 to n. Li, that is length summation of all the lengths of the programs should be less than or equal to length of tape. Okay. And there we have to minimize this one, mean retrieval time. Okay. We will stop here. Storage on a single tape and multiple tapes we will see in the next, that is on Monday's lecture. Okay. Getting? I will again explain all these things to you. Optimal storage on tapes. Okay, all of you put your attendance in your chat box, but that you have to write only once and then you can leave the meeting.